McCarthy Insurance Group, serving the community for over 70 years. For home, farm, motor, life, health and business insurance, log on to mig.ie or free phone 1800 50 11 11. Probably your best call in 2024. Charles McCarthy Insurance is trading as McCarthy Insurance Group, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Real people, real opinions, Real Talk Radio. The multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.
The trial of a 33-year-old man accused of murdering schoolteacher Aisling Murphy is now at the end of its third week. Gosh, time goes very quickly, doesn't it? At the Central Criminal Court. Joseph Pushka of Lenally Grove, Muckla, County Offaly, has pleaded not guilty to murdering Miss Murphy along the banks of the Grand Canal in Tullamore, County Offaly on January 12th, 2022. Earlier on, Jane, our producer, caught up with reporter Andrew Louth, who gave her the update on what happened today.
Good evening, Andrew.
Good evening, Jane.
We learned this afternoon that Joseph Pushka has taken the stand. What did he say?
That's right, Jane. So at around 3:30 this afternoon, Ms. Anne-Marie Lawler for the prosecution officially closed her case. And it was shortly after then that the defence counsel, Michael Bowman, called Joseph Pushka to the stand, and he was sworn in along with an interpreter, and he's been giving his evidence to the jury through this interpreter as well. And speaking through the interpreter, he said that he left his home in Muckla at around 11:30 on the morning of January 12th, 2022, and that he travelled to Tullamore on his bicycle. And he told the court that he was trying to find his brother, who had gone with his wife to the dentist. And he said that he was trying to find his brother's car anywhere there was a big car park. And he said that was why he found himself in some locations twice. Now, Joseph Pushka was asked by Michael Bowman if he remembered seeing a woman walking her dog. He said he did, and this woman was later named as Anne-Marie Kelly. She gave evidence to the jury already, saying that she was followed by Joseph Pushka on his bicycle for what she described as quite a bit of time. And Joseph Pushka today said that wasn't his intention at all. He said that it was true that the CCTV showed him behind her, but he said there was no bad intentions whatsoever. And he said that he was riding the same way he had been riding all around town, and that he had no intention to follow anyone at all.
Okay, so before the prosecution closed its case, the jury heard evidence from Joseph Pushka's Garda interviews. That's
right. Detective Colin O'Leary, he was carrying out some of the questioning of Joseph Pushka when he was detained at Tullamore Garda Station on the 18th and 19th of January 2022. And there were 5 interviews in total. And the first interview mainly dealt with Joseph Pushka's background. He said he was originally from Slovakia. He came to Ireland in 2013. He had 5 children. And he said that he had left secondary school in Slovakia a year early to travel to Bratislava. He spent some time in the Czech Republic. And he said he had been working on building sites in Ireland until he had an accident which left him with a slipped disc in his back. And in the second interview then later on, he said that he did not know anything about Aisling Murphy's murder. He said that he had not read anything about it, and he said that he watched the news, but he couldn't really understand it because of his level of English. And he was shown a photograph of Aisling Murphy, and he said that he did not see her at all, and he never saw her, and the first time he had seen her was in the pictures. So in further interviews then, he identified himself on his bike on CCTV footage. He was shown photographs of Aisling Murphy again, as well as a clip of CCTV footage of her walking along the canal. And he continued to say that he didn't know her, and he said that he had not met her on the 12th of January 2022. And he also said that he didn't remember being interviewed by Garda in hospital where he admitted to murder. And he said he didn't remember much because this was after surgery, and he said that he was on many tablets. Now, he was then asked in his 5th interview to account for the presence of a bicycle with his DNA on it at the scene, as well as the presence of a DNA profile recovered from underneath Aisling Murphy's fingernails, as well as scratches and marks on his face and his hands. And he was told by Gardaí that a failure or refusal to account for these matters could be used to support other evidence against him. And he said that he would not give an explanation for the bicycle and that he did not want to comment on the DNA profile and indeed the scratches and the marks on his face as well. And he also said that he didn't want to comment on his presence at the location where Aisling Murphy was killed.
Okay, so he didn't comment at all on that.
So he was asked by Detective Garda Colin O'Leary, who gave the evidence today, that he was basically told that if he failed or refused to give an account of the bicycle, the DNA profile found under Aisling Murphy's fingernails and the scratches and marks to his face, that it could be used to corroborate evidence that's already against him. And he was asked to account for the DNA under the left hand and right hand nails of Aisling Murphy's, for example, and he said that he didn't know her and he had no contact with her. And when he was asked by Gardaí to account for the DNA, he said, "I will not comment on that." So this was during his fifth Garda interview, which was conducted on the 19th of January.
Okay, so that was in the Garda interviews previously. And so far in the case, has he been asked those questions?
Under his evidence, no, he hasn't. He's only what the jury heard today was just in relation to his movements on the day that Aisling Murphy died. So him leaving his house at 11:30 in the morning. That's what he told the jury through the interpreter, and his movements around Tullamore Town up to the point that he had come across Anne-Marie Kelly, the woman who was walking her dog.
Okay. And there was evidence about an email sent to the Garda press office a few days after Aisling Murphy died.
Yeah, that's right. So the jury heard from Superintendent Pat O'Callaghan, he was the senior investigating officer in this case, about an email a man had sent to the Garda press office on the 17th of January. So this was 5 days after Aisling Murphy was killed. And it claimed that he was the person responsible. And he was asked, this is Superintendent Pat O'Callaghan, he was asked by Michael Bowman, the defence counsel, about that email. And the email had a subject of Aisling Murphy, and the writer claims he was the person responsible. And he said he was in Tullamore that evening. He said that he had the black tracksuit and that he was really sorry. And so Gardaí were able to track down the IP address this email was sent from, and they called to an address and took a statement from the man in question. And he said that he had suffered from ADHD, he took antidepressants, and he had a difficulty with alcohol. And he said he had little recollection of what he did when he drank to excess. And the jury was told that the man could not remember sending the email. Remember, this is the evidence from Superintendent Patrick O'Callaghan. And it was presented to him, and he said that he must have been drunk, and he apologised for doing it. And the court was told that he specifically said, "What an idiot I am." He told him that he should not be on the internet after drinking, and he said he did not murder her and he was not capable of it. And he said he was very sorry and he hoped that it did not cause any trouble. And Superintendent O'Callaghan was asked about this, and he was asked then, was he satisfied that this man was not anywhere near the Grand Canal in Tullamore from around 1:30 on the afternoon of the 12th of January. Superintendent Callahan said that he was satisfied that this man was not anywhere near the Grand Canal.
But he was not. Okay. Finally, as we explained, Jozef Puška has taken to the stand. Does he continue giving evidence tomorrow?
He does, and the proceedings of the trial today finished up just before 4 o'clock this afternoon. And earlier, when he took to the stand, Defence Counsel Michael Bowman said that this was Jozef Puška's story to tell. And he hasn't appeared to finish giving evidence yet. And because Jozef Puška is now giving evidence, the prosecution will be given the opportunity to cross-examine him once he has finished giving evidence to the defence. Okay,
right. Well, we'll catch up with you on Tuesday then, and we'll hear all about that.
Thanks, Jane.
Thank you.
Real people, real opinions, Real Talk Radio, the multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.